Hi, welcome once again to the Carpenter Shop, where together we are learning and growing just a little bit so that we can become that person that God has intended us to be. I want to read to you a passage out of the book of Daniel today, Daniel chapter 5, verse 12. It says this: Daniel was found to have a keen mind and knowledge and understanding, and also the ability to solve difficult problems. Does that describe your life, especially that last part? Can you solve difficult problems? Do you have wisdom to make wise decisions? If I were to ask you, what is the most dangerous occupation in America? You probably would offer me a variety of different answers. I'm not sure if it's the most dangerous, but it is one of the most dangerous occupations in America. And when I say it to you, you're going to think, really? And the answer is, yeah, really. Logging. That's right, logging. Logging is one of the most dangerous occupations in America. The risk of death to loggers is 30 times higher than the average job nationwide. So if you become a logger tomorrow, your chance of death just increased 30 times more than any other job you could possibly choose. The leading cause of death is mishandled contact with logging machines, and many times it's because of bad decision making. Whether you realize it or not, there's a science to planning how and where a tree falls when it's cut. An error in judgment, tragedy can strike. Most of you who are listening probably are not loggers, because I don't know if you're getting a streaming signal wherever you're in your logging camp at. So this is probably not for loggers, but most of you also, though, are in the process of making decisions every day. Go back to the passage I read to you in Daniel. Daniel was a man who was described as being able to solve difficult problems. God gave him a remarkable wisdom. God gave to him the ability to see things, process things, and then Daniel would turn around and give God the glory for what he had discovered and what he had figured out. God can give you wisdom as well. He wants to give you wisdom so that you will make wise decisions. How do those decisions start? Well, they start with God. And as we have shared with you before, we share with you again, you keep your heart and mind set on God and allow Him to be your first stop in any decision-making process. And the decisions that you make will be wiser. You say, well, that may not help me cut down a tree. And I completely understand that. And I would respond to you, well, maybe your job is not to cut down a tree. Leave that to someone who knows what they're doing. Wisdom is learning to stay in your lane and learning to stay in those sweet spots that God has called you to so that you can be the best version of yourself. And so, be careful, be safe, especially if you're cutting down a tree. But beyond that, make wise decisions and trust God to give you the wisdom that you need as you face those decisions each day. I look forward to joining you next time here in the Carpenter Shop.